fiber. So please just listen and pay attention to the slide that I will not focus on. Just okay. No, Red, you can start. I mean, half of the seats are empty, right? Okay. This is expected. You have an exam on Wednesday and unexpected. Okay, so let's start. Alright, so today we talk about vitamins and coenzymes. Guys.
Hey, guys.
Please. So today we talk about vitamins and coenzymes. The objective of the lecture today is to list the water and fat-soluble vitamins, describe the function of and the efficiency of the vitamins, and explain what are the vitamins that may cause toxicity when they are taken overdose. And we need to talk about the role of coenzymes, because some of the coenzymes are derived from vitamins, so we'll talk about their importance. Okay, now what are vitamins? Vitamins are organic compounds. They are important for our cells because they are involved in our metabolism, and they are required in the body in very small amount. That's why we consider vitamins as micronutrients. Now, compared to macronutrients, for example, carbohydrates, lipids, protein are considered as macronutrients because they are required in large amount, whereas vitamins and minerals are required in the body in small amount. That's why we consider them as micronutrients. Now, they are necessary for our metabolism, for healthy diet. Most of the vitamins are taken by the diet, and we have very few of them can be synthesized in the body. I will focus, please, Shabab. Believe me, what I'm saying will save your final. Because I have included 6 questions, and really it's very easy to answer if you just listen to the lecture. No need to study at home, just listen. So, the absence of some of these vitamins can cause deficiency, so we'll talk about the deficiency. Now, why we call them vitamins? The terms was first discovered with the first vitamin, which is thiamine or vitamin B1, and they used the word vital amine to describe thiamine by that time, and then they changed it to vitamin for all vitamins, fat-soluble and water-soluble vitamins. So this is the classification of vitamins. I don't have a microphone here. Where's the microphone so I can move and show you? No? Microphone, please.
Not.
So we talk about the classification of vitamins. Here you have the classification is water soluble and fat soluble. So if we start with the fat soluble, please, I want you to know the name of the vitamin. So we should know that vitamin A is retinol. We should know that vitamin D is called calciferol. Vitamin K is pheoquinone and menaquinone according to the source of the vitamin, if it is coming from plant or coming from animal origin. And then we have vitamin E, which is also called tocopherol. So these terminology you should know the name, okay? Because they are important for you later on to know the name of some supplement that you can use for your patients. Now, the water-soluble vitamins are classified into a B complex and non-B complex. Under non-B complex, we have one vitamin, which is, you know very well the function of this vitamin. We discussed it before. It is the deficiency that causes scurvy, which is ascorbic acid or vitamin C. Now, the B complex, they are classified also according to their function. So we have the energy-releasing vitamin, the vitamin including B1, B2, B3, biotin, and pantothenic acid, which means that these vitamins are converted to coenzymes, and they are involved in our metabolism. So they are required by some enzymes that catalyze the reaction of our metabolism. Now, some of them are considered as hematopoietic because they are involved in the formation of the RBC. These are folic acid and vitamin B12, and their deficiency can cause anemia. Others are called as vitamin B6 group, under which we have 3 types: pyridoxine, pyridoxal, and pyridoxamine. And we will focus on pyridoxal as because it is converted to a to a coenzyme, which is called pyridoxal phosphate. I'll talk about it in a minute. So this is the classification of vitamins. You know why it's not working here, although it was working in other classes. Okay, now the fat-soluble vitamin, including A, E, K, and D. Now I added carotenoids because they are the precursor of vitamin A, and I'll talk about them in a minute. They are associated with fat-soluble vitamins, with fat absorption. What do we mean by associated with fat absorption? It means that if there is a problem in fat malabsorption, this will affect the fat-soluble vitamin. So that's why, for example, for bariatric surgery, for surgery when the surgeon is trying to remove part of the intestine, for example, during cancer or bone disease or whatever is the reason, any problem in the fat absorption will affect the level of fat-soluble vitamin in blood. That's why here supplementation is highly recommended. Now, they are also needed, like all other vitamins are needed in small amount, and what is different to the water-soluble vitamin, that fat-soluble vitamin are stored in the body. Stored in the body means that may cause toxicity. So that's why it's not recommended to take overdose of these fat-soluble vitamins, because they are stored in our organs, mainly in the liver. We'll talk here about, for example, vitamin A, and it can cause toxicity. So the excess intake, that's why it has toxic consequences. Now the vitamin A is contains a group of different forms, including, we call them all together also retinoids, including retinol, which is the alcoholic form of vitamin A. We can have it in the form of retinal ester, because the OH of the alcoholic group of retinol can be esterified to a fatty acid, and this is how it is stored in the body in the form of retinal ester. Retinal is the aldehyde form. It's obtained from the oxidation of retinol, and retinol can be interconverted. So retinal can give retinol, and retinol can give retinal. Now, retinoic acid is another form of vitamin A. It's derived from the oxidation of retinal, and beta-carotene is the precursor of vitamin A. So from beta-carotene, we can form retinal and retinol. It can be, the beta-carotene can be cleaved in the intestine. I will show you what will happen with beta-carotene. But this conversion is not sufficient. That's why we need to take vitamin A in the form of retinol and beta-carotene. So what are the functions of vitamin A? The major function of vitamin A, that vitamin A is involved in the visual cycle. Why? Because vitamin A in the form of 11-cis retinal will bind to a protein called opsin to form rhodopsin. Rhodopsin is the visual pigment, so it's needed for the vision. That's why deficiency in vitamin A can cause what we call night blindness. So the patient cannot see when it is lightly dark. Now, also another function of vitamin A is growth. Vitamin A, their role and deficiency may cause decreased rate of growth in children. Reproduction, because it supports spermatogenesis, and also vitamin A, their role in the maintenance of epithelial cells, because it stimulates. I'll show you how the differentiation of epithelial tissue and mucus secretion. Now, this slide shows what are the actions of vitamin A as dietary component and as therapeutic agent. Let's start with dietary component. We're repeating the same function here: maintenance of reproduction, vision, promotion of growth, and differentiation of epithelial cells. Now, as for the therapeutic agent, vitamin A can be used as therapeutic agent in different forms. For example, in the form of retinoic acid. Here it can be used for the treatment of a skin disease called psoriasis, and also for the treatment of a type of leukemia, which is the proleukocytic leukemia. And also we can use it, the drug here is called isotretinoin, which is a teratogenic drug. It's used for the treatment of severe acne. And here, please, you have to be careful while giving this drug. It is not recommended for pregnant women, as this drug can cause malformation in the fetus. That's why vitamin A cannot be given, never to a pregnant woman, because it has a teratogenic effect. Now, where do we find vitamin A? We find it in large amount. Pay attention. Please, I want to say something very important. It is present in large amount in the liver. When they first discovered vitamin A toxicity, they discovered it in people living in the North Pole because they were eating the liver bird. And you know that this liver is bird and it contains large amount of vitamin A. So these people were having toxicity with hypervitaminosis A. That's why, Shabab, we should never also recommend that the pregnant woman can eat large amount of liver because liver, especially liver as a source of meat, contains large amount of vitamin A and it has a carcinogenic effect. So never give a drug containing vitamin A and never allow a pregnant woman to eat large amount of liver. It was also present in butter and cream and egg yolk, and the vegetable source, we were talking here about carotene, beta-carotene, is coming from the yellow vegetables such as, for example, carrot, and from green vegetables such as spinach. So let's explain here the metabolism of vitamin A, what's happening. It's not complicated as you think. Please just listen, we're repeating what we just said, but in a form of metabolic pathway. So, how we can obtain vitamin A? Do we synthesize it? No. We take it from our diet, either in the form of beta-carotene, which we transform later into retinol, then retinol, esterified to form retinol ester, or it is obtained in the form of retinol from our diet, which is usually present in the form of retinol ester, and then it will enter in the intestinal cell in the form of retinol, and then also esterified to form retinol ester. So the source are either beta-carotene, dietary source, or retinol. Now, the retinol ester is transported to the blood via the lymphatic system, like all other dietary lipids, transported bound to chylomicron. Chylomicron is a lipoprotein that transports dietary lipids. Yes, you have a question on this here?
You said you can get it retinol esters from the diet.
From the diet.
They can't enter directly as retinol esters.
No, they should be in the form of retinol. Now, the retinol ester is stored in the liver. This is the storage form of our retinol in the form of retinyl palmitate, so the fatty acid is the palmitic acid here. And that's why the overdose of vitamin A is toxic because it will be stored in our organs. Now, this is transported to target tissues. When I say target tissues, it means to the tissues where they have where they play many functions. For example, in the retina, we said that it is involved in the vision cycle. So it binds in the form of 11-cis-retinal to opsin to form rhodopsin, and this play role in the vision. That's why deficiency in vitamin A will cause night blindness. Yes?
Do we need to know all these names?
What names?
Like the retina.
Opsin and retinal is enough. Okay, you should know that it is in the form of retinal that binds to opsin to form rhodopsin. Okay, now there are not many names, so they are the form of vitamin A. Retinol, retinal, retinoic acid, that's it. Okay, I explained the names before. Now, retinal and retinol can be interconverted. Now, also bound to the retinol binding protein, RBP, it's transported to other target tissues. Here, for example, we said that they play a role in cellular differentiation in epithelial tissues. So how they play this function? The retinol here should be transformed into retinoic acid, and it is retinoic acid that activates the gene for the formation of specific protein that play a role in cellular differentiation. So it's not direct effect, it is through the activation of certain gene that they will form certain protein that they play a role in cellular differentiation. So what was the function of retinol? We said vision, growth, and cellular differentiation. So these are the function, how they are performed on our tissues. So what are the deficiency, what may cause deficiency of vitamin A? So that the deficiency of vitamin A can cause night blindness because we mentioned that the retinol is involved in the formation of rhodopsin, which is needed by the cells, vision cells for their function. Now, severe deficiency will lead to what we call xerophthalmia. Xerophthalmia is a condition of dryness of the cornea and the conjunctiva. Now, acne and psoriasis also are due to deficiency of vitamin A, and that's why we can treat them by giving vitamin A, local treatment. Retinoic or tablets, isotretinoin is a tablet that we give it for severe acne. Retinoic acid also can be used for, as we mentioned before, for the treatment of granulocytic and leukemia. Now, toxicity because it will accumulate and stored in the body, so it will cause toxicity. Toxicity is reflected in the skin, liver, and the central nervous system. As I mentioned before, and I'm repeating here, it's very important to know, pregnant should not consume large amount of vitamin A, and isotretinoin, which is a drug containing vitamin A, is contraindicated in pregnant women. Now we move to another vitamin, which is vitamin D. Vitamin D, active form of vitamin D, is called 1,25-dihydroxycholecalciferol. It is considered as a hormone because of its function. It can be synthesized by the sunlight from cholesterol. I will show you in a minute. What is the function of vitamin A? It is involved in bone growth. Vitamin D. It is involved in bone growth because it stimulates the mobilization of calcium from bone. It also stimulates the intestinal absorption of calcium and also stimulates the kidney reabsorption of calcium and decrease the excretion of calcium by the kidney. So all these are stimulated by calcium. That's why we can explain this on this slide. So you see the previous slide is repeated here. So what's happening here? The vitamin D is obtained. Now start from where we get vitamin D. We can synthesize it from cholesterol in the form of 7-dihydrocholesterol to form cholecalciferol. Then in the liver we have the first hydroxylation reaction that forms 25-hydroxycholecalciferol. Then in the kidney we have the second hydroxylation reaction that gives the active form of vitamin D, which is the 1,25-dihydroxycholecalciferol. And this activation reaction is performed by stimulation with low level of phosphate and the parathyroid hormone, which is a hormone released from the parathyroid glands. Now the 1,25-dihydroxycholecalciferol, which I said the active form of vitamin D, is in the intestine. It plays a role to stimulate the intestinal absorption of calcium, and this also has an indirect effect because it stimulates the gene expression, which stimulates the formation of specific protein that play a role in the stimulation of intestinal absorption. These proteins are called calcium binding proteins. So high level of calcium now we get in the blood, and also vitamin D, active form of vitamin D, stimulate, as I said, the bone resorption to release calcium from bone, and the parathyroid hormone performs similar role here on the stimulation of bone resorption to release calcium from the bone. So brief, the vitamin D play a role to increase the level of calcium by intestinal absorption, kidney reabsorption, decreased excretion, and increased bone resorption. So how we get vitamin D from our diet? It can be obtained from fortified and non-fortified, but for sure, your colleague asked me about what do we mean by fortified. It means that we add vitamin D to the milk, or we add vitamin D to the butter, for example. But usually these food product, butter, milk, cheese, liver, and fish, especially salmon and sardine, they have high amount of vitamin D. Deficiency can cause by deficiency intake or by lack of sunlight. Here in Saudi Arabia, you know very well that we have the problem here because we cannot be exposed to the sunlight because it's a hot weather. So rarely we go and walk on the street. And also for the female, they wear abaya, and so they are protected from the sunlight. And we put sun cream, sunblock to protect our skin. So and the dark skin also is a problem. So we cannot synthesize enough amount of vitamin D, and actually vitamin D deficiency is very common in Saudi Arabia. And many studies show that vitamin D deficiency, ya shabab, you are looking at your mobile, I don't know if you are watching YouTube or your Facebook, but what I'm saying is really, it helps in the exam. Okay, so it is associated with depression, vitamin D. D deficiency. It's associated with cancer. It is associated with lung disease such as COPD. It is associated with the side effect of statin. We published one study with Dr. Bara. It shows that the vitamin D deficiency can cause the symptom that the patient may experience while taking statin. Yes?
Why does dark skin?
Because the sunlight, you know that dark skin cannot absorb sunlight. No. 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 Now, when you have two persons going to the beach, one is white and one has dark skin, you know that the white will get burned, whereas the dark skin will not get burned from sunlight. Because the absorption of light. So the dark skin will prevent the absorption of sunlight, and that's why the formation of vitamin D will be affected. So that's why you should test all your patients for vitamin D deficiency. Shabab, please. You should test vitamin D deficiency as a routine test for your patient, and you should prescribe supplement and make sure that the patients are taking the right amount of vitamin D. Because they should take even per week, sometimes 10,000 units of vitamin D. Okay, and this is very important. Now, the deficiency can cause two different diseases. One in children, that is called rickets, that will cause incomplete mineralization. So the bones are soft, pliable, and in adults it's called osteomalacia. Also, there is deep mineralization of the skeleton. You can see here, this figure shows an osteomalacia patient. Okay, you see how the bones are deformed. And here I re-explain what I explained before. Low level of calcium, so increased parathyroid hormone, increased vitamin D, increased calcium mobilization from bone, increased calcium reabsorption, intestinal calcium absorption, and renal reabsorption of calcium. So we have increased level of calcium in the blood, in the plasma. Now we move to a third fat-soluble vitamin, which is vitamin K, and K is coming from coagulation in the Latin letter, because it is involved, it is the factor that is involved in coagulation. I will explain how. It is essential for blood clotting, and it is synthesized, this is one of the vitamins that can be synthesized in our body by the normal flora. So the normal bacteria can synthesize vitamin K. That's why we may have deficiency in people taking antibiotics because they kill the normal flora. And also we have deficiency in newborn because they have a sterile intestine, right? In newborn we have a sterile intestine. That's why it is recommended for newborn to give a single dose of vitamin K. Now, so it has role, as I said, in the synthesis of blood clotting factors, and it also play role to regulate the protein that regulate calcium. Vitamin K deficiency will lead to hemorrhagic diseases. Now this slide, so no need to study this slide, but I just want to show you that these are the blood clotting factors. They are inactive in its form here, and they require carboxylation reaction that require the presence of vitamin K as a cofactor. So coagulation or carboxylation or activation of blood clotting factors to active, they are called carboxyglutamate 2, 5, 10, and 9. They are activated so they can be involved in coagulation. Without activation of the blood clotting factor, they cannot play a role as coagulation factor. So without vitamin K, they cannot be activated. So that's why vitamin K is a vitamin that play a role in the coagulation. So as I said, deficiency will lead to hemorrhagic disease, and this may occur as a result of the intake of antibiotic, or in newborn that because they have sterile intestine, as I said before, and that's why we give them a single dose of vitamin K at birth. Toxicity, yes, we do have toxicity due to prolonged administration of vitamin K. Okay, when you give prolonged administration of vitamin K, which is called the menadione, the drug is called menadione, it's a synthetic vitamin K, it can cause hemolytic anemia because the toxicity can affect the membrane of the RBC, and this will lead to hemolytic anemia. Vitamin E, also called tocopherol, it is present in vegetable oil. It is the least toxic. No need to study the recommended dietary allowance, so no need for this slide actually. What I want you to know, the role of vitamin E. So vitamin E play a role as an antioxidant because it stops the chain reaction of free radical, protect against the polyunsaturated fatty acid, and protect the oxidation of low density lipoprotein, which when it's oxidized, this is the carrier of cholesterol. When it's oxidized, it causes atherosclerosis. So that's why vitamin E can be considered as an antioxidant, and it is the least toxic. And I read in some publication that they prescribe it when the patient has chronic pain. It helps, okay, when the patient has pain. Now, deficiency can be caused by inadequate intake, and this is very rare, so don't worry about it. I will not ask about this. So forget about this slide as well. Okay, so you see how many slides I skipped, and you have to focus on the slide that I explained in details. Water-soluble vitamins are B and C. They are not stored in the body, so they are not toxic, right? And we need them in small amount. We need them because they are involved in our metabolism in the form of coenzymes. Now, what are coenzymes or cofactors? They can be organic or inorganic. Now, and they are required for the activity of the enzyme in our metabolism. Now, when we say holoenzyme, it is the enzyme plus the cofactor, and an apoenzyme is the enzyme without the cofactor. Now, they can be organic or inorganic. Inorganic, it means that the ions, for example, iron, zinc, manganese, copper, all these are required for some enzymes that are called metalloenzymes. So they are required for the activity of these metalloenzymes. Or organic cofactors, in this case we use the word coenzyme for organic cofactors. Now for the metallic or the iron cofactors, they bind to the enzyme. These are, for example, iron, zinc, copper, cobalt, and they are required for the activity of the enzymes. So without the presence of this enzyme, the enzyme cannot be active. Coenzymes are divided into co-substrate and prosthetic group. Co-substrate, they are altered during the reaction, but they are regenerated in the subsequent reaction. I will give you an example on this. You have studied the decarboxylation of pyruvate reaction that form acetyl-CoA, right? Before the entrance in the acetyl-CoA enter in the Krebs cycle, it is obtained from pyruvate, which is the product of glycolysis. You remember this? Now, pyruvate to acetyl-CoA requires the presence of FAD. FAD is transformed during the reaction to FADH2. It's reduced. Now then we need to oxidize FADH2. We use NAD plus in the subsequent reaction to reoxidize FADH2 to FAD. So that's why a co-substrate can be changed during a reaction, but it should be transformed to its form again in the subsequent reaction. So FAD is an example of this. Prosthetic group, it means that it remains attached to the enzyme. I'll give you an example of this. Thymine pyrophosphate, remember I said that it is a co-factor for the activity of transketolase, the enzyme of pentose phosphate pathway that I explained 2 weeks ago, remember? I said that thymine pyrophosphate binds to the enzyme. So this is a prosthetic group. So when the cofactor or the coenzyme binds to the enzyme, we call it prosthetic. When it is not, it is considered as a co-substrate that will be modified and then it will reobtain its original form in the subsequent reaction. We call it a co-substrate. So we have other substances considered as coenzyme. They are called metabolite coenzyme because they are synthesized from during our metabolism. We have the ATP, which is the nucleoside triphosphate. It is considered as a coenzyme because it can donate phosphate or pyrophosphate or even adenosine group. We have the S-adenosine methionine, which is obtained from methionine. It is a donor of methyl group. We have the example that we discussed with Dr. Ahmad when he explained the glycogen metabolism, and he said that UDP is considered as a carrier of glucose in the synthesis of glycogen. So this can be considered also as a coenzyme because it's a donor of a monosaccharide during the synthesis of glycogen. So these vitamins must be obtained from our diet, and the coenzymes are derived from vitamin. Deficiency of vitamins can lead to a disease, and they are, most vitamins are transformed to function as a coenzyme. Let's see this table. In this table, we have a list of vitamins, water-soluble vitamin, and their coenzyme. So we start with vitamin B3 or niacin. Its coenzyme is NAD, P or NAD plus or NADP plus, which is reduced into NADPH and NADPH. Riboflavin or B2, the coenzyme is FMN and FAD. Thiamine B1, the coenzyme is thiamine pyrophosphate, TPP. Pyridoxal group, the coenzyme is PLP, pyridoxal phosphate. Folic biotin is the coenzyme itself, biotin. It plays a role in carboxylation reaction. B12 or cobalamin, the coenzyme is adenosyl methylcobalamin. And the last one, vitamin B5 or pantothenic acid, the coenzyme is called coenzyme A, and it's the one that is involved in the formation of acetyl-CoA from pyruvate. You have studied the reaction before. So you may ask me, do we need to study all these? Actually, you have them in your reactions. So I will not ask you what is the vitamin of the coenzyme thiamine, because you know it's thiamine. What's the coenzyme of nicotinamide adenine? But the name, I'm saying the name, nicotinamide adenine. So it's nicotinamide, which is vitamin B3. So I will not then ask, or pyridoxal phosphate, so it's pyridoxal. So the name is already present in the coenzyme, all right? So exception the coenzyme A, which is derived from pantothenic acid. So what do we need to know about these coenzymes? First of all, deficiency of niacin, which is vitamin B3, will cause a disease called pellagra. Pellagra is a disease caused by, that will cause triple D, which are dermatitis, diarrhea, and dementia. And if it's not treated, a fourth D, which is death. So the disease is due to deficiency in vitamin B3. Actually, we can synthesize, pay attention to this guy, we can synthesize vitamin B3 or niacin from tryptophan. Tryptophan can be considered as a precursor of niacin. Now, you will study later, when you study the amino acid metabolism, that there is a disease that affects the absorption, the transport of tryptophan and the absorption of tryptophan. It's called pellagra, Hartmann disease. Hartmann is a problem in the absorption and the transport of tryptophan. So there is a decreased amount of tryptophan available in your body, so the tryptophan cannot form niacin. In this case, Hartmann will lead to pellagra, right? Because the symptoms are the same. If you have deficiency in vitamin B3 due to decreased absorption of tryptophan. So tryptophan is the precursor, and pellagra may occur if anything happened to tryptophan, such as the Hartmann disease that we will study later. Okay, now again this slide, you don't need to study this slide. These are the four. I just put it here just for you, if you are curious to know about the structure of an ADP+. This is an ADP+, so it contains niacin, okay, or nicotinamide. This is this part, or the active part. You see that when this is the oxidized form, we said that NAD plus is involved in the oxidation reduction reaction, right? So when this is the oxidized form, when it's reduced, there is an additional H here. So this is the reduced form of NADP plus, which is called NADH or NADPH, it says phosphate. So this is the coenzyme. I will not ever ask you about the structure, but you should know what is the function of NAD plus and FAD. So NAD plus is a cofactor in oxidation reduction reaction. It is a co-substrate for the dehydrogenase enzymes, such as lactate dehydrogenase, succinyl-CoA dehydrogenase, the enzyme that you have studied before. And NADH is coupled with ATP production in the mitochondria. You studied this with Dr. Ahmad when he explained the electron transport chain, right? He said that NADH entered the electron transport chain for the production of ATP. And also, he studied with me the pentose phosphate pathway, that NADPH is a product of pentose phosphate pathway and is involved in many biosynthetic reactions. I mentioned this before. Vitamin B2 or riboflavin deficiency will lead to growth retardation, reproductive problems, and neural degeneration. Now this is the structure, again, no need to study the structure. It's present in animal product and vegetable, such as diet including vegetables. Also, grains are good source of vitamin B2. This is the structure of the coenzyme FMN or FAD derived from vitamin B2. Again, no need to study the structure, but you should know that it is involved oxidation reduction reaction like NAD and ADP. Thiamine or vitamin B1, it was the first vitamin discovered. They were discovered in prisoner, by the way, because the prisoners were eating polished grains. The major diet were grains without the outer layer, and B1 is present in the outer layer. So they had the symptoms of the disease. The disease is called beriberi, neurological disorders, heart problem, and anorexia. Now, so it is common in people where polished grains are form the majority of the diet. It is associated with the disease that I explained before. If you remember when I explained the enzyme of the pentose phosphate pathway, you still remember the name transketolase? Transketolase, we said that it requires TBP as a cofactor, you remember? And I said by that time, if you still remember, that the decreased affinity between the enzyme and the coenzyme will cause a disease called Wernicke-Korsakoff disease, and I said I will mention it again in the vitamins. This disease will cause memory loss and unstable walk, and it is associated, people who are drinking alcohol, they have this problem. So because they are not eating healthy diet, and there is a deficiency or defect in the affinity between the enzyme and thiamine pyrophosphate, so they develop a more severe disease than beriberi, which is the Korsakoff disease. This is the coenzyme thiamine pyrophosphate. It is a cofactor for decarboxylation reaction, and as I said, it is the prosthetic group of the enzyme transketolase, which is the enzyme of the pentose phosphate pathway. The B6 group are called pyridoxine, pyridoxamine. The coenzyme that derives from pyridoxal is pyridoxal phosphate, and it is involved in the reaction for amino acid metabolism. Okay, no need to know the details. So it functions in transamination, decarboxylation, racemization, isomerization, all these reactions that are involved in amino acid metabolism. So just to know that pyridoxal phosphate is a coenzyme derived from vitamin B6, and it is involved as a coenzyme in the amino acid metabolism. Biotin is another water-soluble vitamin which is also supplied by our normal flora, and it is important to know that we cannot have deficiency because we make it unless we are taking avidin in large amount. How can we get avidin? Avidin first is a protein that binds to vitamin and prevents its absorption. So consuming large amounts, you guys, I know that you sometimes take a raw egg, actually, because to build your own muscle, actually you should not take large amount of raw egg because they contain, the studies show that consuming 6 raw eggs per day can cause deficiency of biotin because of the presence of avidin, because avidin binds to vitamin and prevents its absorption. So we should not consume this large amount of eggs per day. So as a cofactor, it is still the same, no need to study this slide, so nothing to worry about it here, the reaction. Just to know that it is involved in ATP carboxylation reaction. So biotin is a cofactor for ATP carboxylation, dependent carboxylation reaction. Folate or vitamin B9, it's a water-soluble vitamin. It is important during pregnancy to prescribe folic acid for your patient, or even if the female is planning to get pregnant. Why?
Support.
Why you think, Shabib? Why we give folic acid during pregnancy? To prevent the neural tube defect, which is spina bifida. It's an abnormality in the newborn. So that's why to prevent this, we should prescribe vitamin B9. Vitamin B12 deficiency causes folate deficiency because the B12 is required for the activation of B9. Okay, that's why if you have deficiency in B12, you will have the B9 deficiency, and actually both of them, they cause anemia. The coenzyme is tetrahydrofolate. It is involved in the transfer of one carbon unit. So any reaction that in the present, the transfer of such as methyl transfer, methylene transfer, all these reactions require the presence of tetrahydrofolate. So this again, no need to study the slide, no need to know details about this, just to know that it is involved in the transfer of one carbon unit in metabolism. B12 is a water-soluble vitamin. It contains the taurine ring. This is the taurine ring where you have a cobalt here. It is involved in intramolecular rearrangement, methyl group transfer, reduction of ribonucleotide to deoxyribonucleotide. So that's why it is important for the formation of cells. The pantothenic acid is vitamin B5. The coenzyme is coenzyme A. I will finish in a minute and then I will take attendance. Okay, so if you can wait, well, I have one more slide. The coenzyme A is derived from pantothenic acid. It plays a role in the transfer of acyl group, like the formation of acetyl CoA, because the coenzyme A has the SH group here. So on this SH you can add an acyl group. So coenzyme A play a role, is involved in our metabolism and the transfer of acyl group. And also it is involved in the formation of fatty acid. We will study this later on. The last one is vitamin C or ascorbic acid. It is a reducing agent in several reactions. We mentioned that it is important for the formation of collagen. Deficiency in vitamin C will lead to scurvy. Scurvy will cause bruising because it's present in the blood vessels, so they are fragile. Any trauma will cause bleeding under the skin. So, and also we have problem in the teeth, loss of teeth, and problem in the gums. So all these are caused by scurvy, which is deficiency of vitamin C. Now it is considered as an antioxidant like E, and also beta-carotene is an antioxidant. So these studies show that consumption of vitamin C or diet rich in vitamin C is associated with decreased incidence of chronic disease such as cancer or heart problem. So that's why it is recommended to take in our diet to eat citrus fruits because they are very rich. Tomato also, strawberries, kiwi are very rich in vitamin C. That's why it's recommended to take these foods to prevent chronic disorders. Okay, I will take, if you don't have questions, I will take the attendance. So, what you should know, what I said to your friend, you write one table for fat-soluble vitamin. You put the name of the vitamin, okay, the deficiency, first put the role, what is the function, so for example, A, vision, production, differentiation of cells, growth. You put the deficiency, if there's deficiency, so night blindness, skin disease. You put the toxicity, okay, so what toxicity will be caused by, so put hypervitaminosis A, it's not recommended for pregnant women. So you make a table for fat-soluble vitamin, and another table, Shabib, for water-soluble vitamin. You put the name of the vitamin, its function, deficiency if present, so there's no toxicity for water-soluble vitamin as we mentioned today. The coenzyme, the name of the coenzyme, so NAD+, for example, and then you put involved oxidation reduction reaction. Vitamin B2, FAD, involved oxidation reduction reaction. So just if there is deficiency, you put the name of the disease, and then when you review, you don't have to read all these slides, you just read the tables, which contain everything you need to know about it. Okay, make tables, 4 tables.